Hi everyone, it's Alistair. Thank you again for coming. And here's this drawing. You can see very clearly there's two characters. On the left, the Lawless, on the right, Patroclus. And first of all, before starting everything, the Lawless is a godlike being within the story that I have created. Through his very eccentric colors and his very vibrant look on his outfit, to just downright he is glowing from when you see him. Meanwhile, Patroclus on the floor is groveling. He looks despair is just filling with him. And that is true. Patroclus trusted one of the two brothers within his own story, and it did nothing but mess up his life. He is genuinely in anger that he ever trusted them, and that they have done nothing but hurt him and hindered him from his own personal life. They kill his son, they kill his husband, and he's just there to grovel in his own mistakes and what he could have done better in his life. Meanwhile, the Lawless is just standing there high and mighty, knowing that everything he does is just a game, and he's decorated in jewels and diamonds and gold to signify that he is a sword god to represent the sun and the water by his fish attributes. It's very orange and blue, colors that go together very well, and to represent that he is to be the middle ground of life in our little universe that I made. He also doesn't look through his own eyes. He looks through the fish on his head and the eye in his mouth, showing that he really can't face his own creations. Like, he's not even looking at Patroclus with his own eye. He's not acknowledging his existence because he doesn't care enough. He doesn't acknowledge that the damage he's done to Patroclus. Meanwhile, Patroclus is kneeling on the ground, looking like he's begging just for some acknowledgement, something to acknowledge the pain that he's in, and wondering and hoping that the beings who did that to him know that they did it. But the Lawless would not care. He has better things to worry about, and more things to put his time into, like flowers on the bottom signifying new life that he would create, new beings that he could damage in his life, while Patroclus is left in the rain, in darkness pretty much, just groveling and thinking about the what ifs and rethinking his life and what could have been, but he can't. He will always be Patroclus, the man who messed up everything, man who couldn't even keep his own son alive, and that he couldn't give himself the life that he wished. Coming from rags to riches, but his life was still miserable. Even in the garments he's resting in, they play a good tribute to the Lawless. They're very similar in the color and the fashion. He cared about this god. He trusted him about everything. And now he's just left groveling to the one being that he thought would have cared about him in his time of need. He started something he didn't know he could end. He started a cult. He started a religion that he thought would help people, but later down the line, he knew it caused only pain and suffering. And he was practically blind leading the blind, even though he's gartered in eyes and everything. He's supposed to be all-knowing, but he isn't. He is a follower. He was never supposed to be a leader, and he never will be a leader, because he doesn't even trust his own intuition. So he is practically drowning in his own despair and regret, like he is in the drawing with the rain. And he's just sad. He still holds onto the ring that's on his hand from his late husband, and he just weeps, and he's supposed to represent the mistakes of human life, and Lawless is supposed to be the unpredictability of the chaos and peace. Even in the background, you could see how much more jumbled it is and how it doesn't look coherent, because these two gods, because the Claw Lawless and Patroclus are never supposed to mix together like oil and water, and they stay very separated.